Hey Soul Fam, thank you for being here today. Today we are working on courageously anchoring in the Christ grid through our embodied existence. And we're looking at that point of friction where we're existing in the world, but we can completely see and feel this new way. And we're just like, how do I do this? I have to go to a job. So we're looking at how do we harness the forces of reality, like a deeper, truer, wiser, ancient law, and how do we bring that forth in order to assist with this evolution? How do we align with the frequency of that reality? And what does that actually look like? So just in a very simple way, I'm just going to tell you, it's just, you just live from your heart. But when you start to do it, your heart is going to be giving you all kinds of crazy instructions, like, you know, quit your job, or I don't know, just whatever it means for you. Okay. And there's not one way to do it. It's not going to look the same for everyone. A lot of people, because I'm on the internet and I'm in this tropical paradise, a lot of people compare themselves to me, or they're like, oh, it's cold where I am and it's hot where you are. It's not even like that, you guys. It's like, it's really beautiful and it's perfect wherever you are. So you have to work with what you're doing. And I know I just said this in the last video, but I'm going to repeat it. Like, in a tropical paradise, there's hurricanes, there's mosquitoes, there's mafia, there's chaos. Okay. So it's not just like, move to Costa Rica and everything's fine. Or I'm in Mexico, like, move to Mexico and everything's fine. No. In the snow, like, you guys have like infrastructure and whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have fireplaces, like, work with your fireplace. I don't care what it is. I can't tell you your path. I can't tell you what that is. All of the answers for you are going to come from your own heart. You need to begin to impeccably commit to following the path of your heart. That is the way. Period. The kingdom of heaven is within. You might be looking out. You're looking for all these solutions. You're going to all these healers. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're doing too much. It's all right here. It's all right here. You can access the universe. You're like, oh, wow, she can do that. Oh, wow, he has this superpower. You have superpowers. You are connected to the universe. You can talk to interdimensional beings. You are an interdimensional being. You connect with everything. You are God. And it's all in your heart. So I don't know how you're going to dismantle the system. I don't know how you're going to dismantle the system, but you are. And it's going to be through following your heart. Okay. So now we're looking at this. I see everything in geometry. And there's this other starseed girl. Her name is Yeshuani. And I want to say she's Arcturian. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing she's Arcturian because the way she describes things is how I see them. So I'm going to put a link in the replay of this video, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put it in the description. Yeah, because she's talking about the geometry of our patterns, the geometry of our karma, and she just describes it in a really beautiful way. So for those of us who are choosing in this lifetime to bring through the Christ grid, to embody the Christ grid through living the truth of our hearts, we're creating a new light grid structure on earth. And it's almost like, it's like bigger. The way I see it, it's like, the other thing is, it's like small, and the structure doesn't have as much integrity. So it's not as strong as what we're doing. We're bringing through a crystalline grid, like your decisions, your emotions, your vibrations, your interactions, your relationships are creating beautiful geometrical forms. And together we are operating as one heart. So when you're truly living in this synchronicity, you will literally think like, oh, I could use a massage, and literally someone comes and they're like, I'm just getting certified in this massage thing and I need to practice on people. Let me do a free massage on you. Or like, I'm hungry, and then someone comes and they're like, I just harvested my bananas and you need to eat these before they go bad, you know? So that is the grid of the heart that we're looking to anchor into. And I don't know what the flavor of that is where you are. It's going to be different everywhere. We're working with with the beauty and the magic of the earth all over the place. The air feels different in each place that you go. She has a different sparkle of magic, a different color palette, but you're anchoring it in right where you are. So what does this look like? I'm just going to do a short review of some of the laws of vibrational energy, because all of reality is made of love. You take peyote, ayahuasca, mushrooms, you may come out of some of your ceremonies going, oh my God, everything is made of love. I saw it's all just love. What is love? Love is the laws of vibrational energy. So there's high vibrational love and there's lower vibrational love. So love can be expressed through like, I bless you on your path, you are sovereign, you are beautiful, express yourself. Or love can be expressed through like, hey, don't do that, I'm gonna control you, or I'm really jealous, or whatever. That's all love. Everything is love. We just express it in different ways. So what we're anchoring into is a certain expression of love that is taking on a geometrical form of Christ crystalline, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grid. So this earth that we're living on, like the creek, I live in a creek bed. 30 years ago, it had water all year round. It had beautiful waterfalls to swim in, and now it's dry. But the more we learn to communicate with our water, to communicate with our earth, to communicate with the air, we can call the hurricanes, the earthquakes, the water, the rain. We can call the volcanoes. We can calm them. We can calm the volcanoes, the hurricanes, the rain, and we can call them. So you need to begin to speak to your water every time you're drinking it. Speak to the ocean, speak to the rivers, speak to the water in your body, speak to the glass of water that you're drinking. And as we remember these things, everything becomes more conscious. You can receive messages from the tree, from the cockroaches, from the roosters. That is the magical, sparkly, Christed world that we're going into and that we're anchoring in through our hearts. So just a quick reminder of some of the laws of vibrational energy, which is love. 1, every being has the right to express however they want, to be expressed, to be creative, to be curious, to create a culture. So the old culture that's falling away, it has full right to exist. It has full right to express, to create, to live, to die. And that's what's happening. Okay? So the rule, actually the complete rule is every being has the right to express, to create, to exist, as long as it does not directly cause chaos to another. And when it does directly cause chaos to another is when it accumulates karma. But the dimension that we're moving into and the dimension that we're anchoring in our Christ reality is free of karma, because we are actually one heart dreaming one dream. So my prosperity does not diminish your prosperity. If my prosperity, my right to express myself and to be abundant, wealthy, flowing, rich is directly shitting on your reality, I'm generating karma and I am going to make myself go extinct, which is what's happening to the old world. So let it live and let it die, which is what's happening. And we are coming up and we are bigger, we're stronger, we're holding crystalline codes, whereas the codes of that are kind of rickety. It's like they shoot something out and it just comes right back and they collapse. So that is collapsing. So, but let it, it has a right to exist. It has a right to experience that. The second rule is that just as we have a right to express, to create, to be, to dream, whatever we want, as long as it does not directly cause chaos to another, so does everybody else. And then when we enter into contracts, we need to be acknowledging what collective agreement, what are we consenting to? What are we, what are we co-dreaming? And at this point, it's important to bring in telepathy, because most people do not actually know what their truth is. So you, as a more advanced being, need to be tuning into the truth of the person. So if you're in a partnership and your partner says, oh yeah, sweetie, I'll do whatever you want, but you're kind of, what's the word? Coercing them? Is that the word? Into it? You're like, kind of, they're just scared of you. So they're like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. That is not actual real consent. So you need to create agreements based on the true consent of the interaction, and you may need to use telepathy to do that in order to not generate karma. Because anytime you're going against the truth of someone's soul expression, which may be at this lower vibration, maybe that is their truth, which they have full right to exist in. Anytime you go against that, there will be a rebellion and there will be karma generated. But everything that's existing in that cycle of karma is kind of burning itself out right now. So just let it go and elevate, and you're going to be moving into these dynamics that are truly win-win-win, consciously co-creating true win-win-wins, because we're really just dreaming with one heart. Okay, so then the third law that I'm highlighting now, which is kind of reviewing because I've gone over this recently, is that each space has the right to express or exist however it wants. So like, I like where I am. It's very chaotic. There's no laws. I love that. I thrive in that, right? That's what I'm choosing. I'm here. I feel that I flourish here. If I was in the United States, that would be not true. I would be like fighting against it. I would be like beating my head up against the wall, and I would be generating karma for myself. I would be not respecting the laws of the land, and also the laws of the land would not be respecting me. And so also this goes for being on Earth. There's some starseeds that don't want to admit that we're on Earth and we're in a body, and you just want to act arrogant or you want to act like a god. But when we're on Earth, we have to understand the laws and the rules that we're playing by and the consensual reality here, so that we can not generate karma for ourselves. So we can change that within reason of what's allowed. But if you're going too much against where you are, you're generating karma. So if you really don't like your job and you think you're going to change it from within, well, maybe you can, but maybe you're just generating karma for yourself. You need to look at that. Go to where you actually are reflected, where you actually are allowed to be what you are. But what is this? How do we even do this? Because we're living in a completely distorted reality now. But here we are, we're coming in these light workers, these crystalline beings. So that's I'm completing that little synopsis of the law. So we're keeping that in mind. We have to work within that framework. So basically the whole earth is in this limited vibration, and we're bringing in these like giant codes that are gonna create a whole new consensual reality. But how do we do this in an ethical way without generating karma or getting homeless or whatever? And that's what we're looking at today, because there are certain laws of vibrational energy that we're playing with, like on Earth at this time. Like, what's the consensual reality? Like, what are we allowed to do? Where are we? What kind of how do you not become homeless or go to jail while doing these things? So that's what we're dreaming into. And that's what hopefully this meditation will help us discover. Okay, so we're going to be using this DMT breathwork to help us see through the eyes of God. And I thank you all for being here, especially those of you on my live call, because you're my inspiration, and your energy and the codes that you're bringing are allowing me to bring this through, and are allowing me to share this with whoever is listening. And we're bringing this through together, and the more of us there are, the stronger the grid gets. Okay, so let us begin the breath work. I invite you to put your hands in this mudra, which connects the hemispheres of your brain, and exhale all the air out through your mouth, squeezing your stomach. Deep breaths, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose. Nose, mouth. Mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose. Nose, mouth. mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Last one, mouth, mouth. On the exhale, squeeze your stomach, push your hands together, squeegee your eyeballs, look up and towards your third eye. Hold as long as you can on the exhale, then relax and release everything. So I just want you to just observe your life and notice the places in your life where it feels like you're not showing up in your full authenticity. Notice all those places where it feels like the grid structure is kind of making you small, and you just, if you had it your way, you would just be such a freak and so much more multidimensionally expanded in love. But you're just kind of like, it almost feels like you're like ducking down or something. You're not fully authentic. You can only show like a fraction of your personality. Now I want you to merge with those who are perceiving you and look at yourself through their eyes. And kind of play with this going back and forth between being yourself and being those perceiving you where you feel small, and just let the light flood back and forth across that bridge. Beautiful. So you can briefly open your eyes and put your hands in the mudra. We're going to breathe again. Exhale all the air out through your mouth, squeezing your stomach. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Last one, mouth on the exhale. Squeeze your stomach, push your hands together, squeegee your eyeballs, look up. You're squeegeeing out your third eye here, and hold that as long as you can on the exhale. Even let your body shake as you're pushing your hands together, and when you're done, relax and release everything. Okay, now I want you to look at the spaces that you inhabit, like maybe your workplace or the grocery store or your family's house or whatever. And I want you to see all the places where you feel limited, where you're almost like a giant, like crouching down. Like you could be doing so much more, like you have so much more to offer if they would just like get out of that stuffy structure they were in, but you're just showing up as a magical being, but you're kind of like undercover. Just notice all the spaces. See yourself moving in those spaces, and like you're in your physical body, but you're anchored into this huge light. You're like kind of infiltrating these spaces secretly. Now, in your light body, I want you to see your light body is huge, but it's connected to your physical body, and your physical body is in all these crusty spaces. And I want you to stand up in your light body and look around and see the other giant Christed beings, and I want you to wink at them. They're all around the globe. And I want you to look at each other and be like, we are above the law. We're operating in a different reality. Those laws of like whatever the humans made up right now, those do not apply to us because we are abiding in love. High vibrational love. And just allow yourself to experience peace and feel that you are free to roam the earth and that you are protected. You are a chosen one. And you're building, I want you to imagine that now in your light body, you're weaving together with all these other beings that are telepathically, silently on the same page. And just imagine that you're weaving a new structure. But you're anchored into these spaces, but you're flooding these spaces with light. And as you're doing this, what does your human self need? If you need to just connect with your human self, what's your human self doing as your light body is doing this? And how can they, I don't know, how do they communicate? Just let your human body in the limited space and your light body that's weaving this greater Christ reality, let those parts communicate. Acknowledge each other. But most of all, I want you to send a message of peace and protection to your human self, that they're going to be okay. They're operating with a different set of rules. And your human body can even choose to be immortal if it wants to. It's kind of like secretly giggling in its heart because the humans all think that they have to die. And you and your human body are connected to your light body, and you know if you want to turn into a rainbow, you can. You are the gods and goddesses of this next chapter. You are the immortals. You are the architecture, the archetypes. We're creating a new structure. Look around and see who's standing up with you, and notice the beautiful crystalline grid that our hearts are weaving together, dreaming together. Now I want you to flood the smaller reality, flood it with light. With compassion, so that whatever does want to evolve or grow can. If it wants to still spark and grow, there's still a chance. And if it wants to fall away, it can do that too. But we're just flooding the system with light right now. So what needs to be destroyed is lovingly getting turned in on itself. And what's ready to evolve still has a chance to catch that electricity and move towards the sunlight. We're going to breathe again. You can briefly open your eyes to put your hands in the mudra. Exhale all the air out through your mouth, squeezing your stomach. Deep breaths, mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. And last one, mouth, mouth on the exhale. Squeeze your stomach, push your hands together, squeegee your eyeballs, look up, and hold as long as you can on the exhale. And then relax and release everything. Okay, so now I want you to go back more to your human self, but to your human self like when you're really living in your heart-centered Christ consciousness, when it just feels so good, like you're in your own domain. I want you to feel into your own space, like how good it feels, like your house, like your own vibe. How do you treat your friends when they come over? How do people feel when they're in your vibe? How do you have your house decorated? What kind of culture do you emanate? If there was an entire culture created around the truth of your heart, what would it look like? Like, expand your domain out into your larger community. What would the world be like if everyone was living based off of the culture of your heart? If everyone had that kind of hospitality that you offer, what would the world feel like? What would the grocery store look like? Just feeling the warmth of your own space, how cool, how nice your house is, how you have it decorated, with the consciousness of how you eat, how you welcome your guests, and then expanding that culture into your larger community. What if your heart was setting the tone for your whole town? Like, what if your heart was creating the culture? What would the grocery store look like? How would people greet each other? How would people treat each other? What would the holidays be like? What would normal be? just see it as like a geometry, that the grid, like the geometrical shape that's emanating from your heart, the light, the crystalline glow of light, is kind of creating an umbrella around your entire reality, and it's setting a tone. Like everything else has to attune to that, and you're just setting this loving tone all around you, and everything else is just kind of like following its lead and falling into place with that. Again, you can briefly open your eyes to put your hands in the mudra and exhale all the air out through the mouth, squeezing the stomach. Deep breaths, mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds on the last exhale. Squeeze your stomach, push your hands together, squeegee your eyeballs, and look up towards your third eye. Hold as long as you can. Even let yourself shake. And when you're done holding, you can relax and release everything. Just relaxing everything, trusting that whatever emerges now is what needs to emerge. So there's something in your life right now that it's been on your heart that you need to express. It's a conversation you need to have, or it's like a way of being that you need to be. It's like a way of showing up at work or showing up in your reality that's just been like, you know you need to do it, but you haven't done it yet. What is that thing that your heart has been nagging you about that you need to clear up or show up more authentically or have that conversation? or try something more new or brave or bold in your expression. What is that thing that's been nagging at you? Now I just want you to kind of fast forward and notice, what would your reality be like after you do that thing? So if it's like a bold way of expressing yourself at work, like what is it going to look like once you actually do that? Or if it's a conversation you need to have, how are things going to clear up once you actually take that step? Fast forward and see yourself on the other side of listening to your heart in that next step. Basically, like what do you need to do to be more authentically living your heart's truth? Like what's been nagging at you, and what's it gonna look like once you actually do that? Just fast forward the movie. You already did it. Step into it. Best case scenario, what's gonna happen? Maybe you need to be showing up more on social media, like something that's been on your heart, like it's been on your to-do list for a while now. Just fast forward, best case scenario. How do things turn out? From that best case scenario, I want you to rewind now and watch the process. What was that like going through that scary initiation of stepping more fully into your heart? From the success, rewind. Okay, we have one more layer left. So you can briefly open your eyes to put your hands in the mudra. Exhale all that air out through your mouth, squeezing your stomach. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Mouth, 3 seconds. Mouth, nose, 5 seconds. Nose, 3 seconds. Nose, mouth, 1 second. Last one, mouth on the exhale. Squeeze your stomach, push your hands together, squeegee your eyeballs, look up, let yourself shake a little. On the exhale, hold as long as you can, and then relax and release everything. So from the vision where we were these giant light beings winking at each other around the grid, knowing that we're operating at a different level with a different set of rules, I want you to imagine that this is fully embodied now and that we're just living our human lives, but we're anchoring in that much light. And I want you to look around and see that there is a network of people around you who are also operating in this way. And I want you to see that you're living in a culture that is heart-centered. You're living your heart's dream, but everyone else around you is also on the same page. You guys don't even need to speak. You have a shared set of values. You respect each other. Your truths don't invade on each other's truths. So your joy and happiness is directly complementary to other people's joy and happiness. You love to be of service. And I want you to feel into what it would be like to be in an environment that truly supported you to follow your heart in every way. So now, as you're in your job or whatever, you might feel that limitation of like, well, if I follow my heart, I'm going to quit my job and move to Mexico. But what if, I want you just to imagine now that, like, fast forward, the world caught up with you and everybody's living from their heart. What does that look like? Just experience it now. You're living in an environment where the laws have changed, the rules have changed. The reality of your heart is the common shared culture, and everyone around you is also living in that way. All that massive amount of light that you were anchoring into on the Christ grid is now the common shared reality, the consensual collective reality of Earth. Nobody has to go to work. We're all just sharing our gifts. There's enough. There's plenty. We're rich, but like the real kind of rich. All the old laws that feel really crusty and limiting right now, they're not even existing. You're in a different reality. You're embodied, and like you're not afraid of being homeless or going to jail. There's enough. Nobody's going to work a 9 to 5. Everybody's sharing their gifts. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's doing something cool and unique in their own way and sharing it with those around them. Nobody's joy is infringing upon another's joy. Nobody's abundance is infringing upon another's abundance. There's harmony. It's a rainbow tribe. In an unspoken way, there's a shared dream of the heart, a shared set of values. Just see yourself telepathically weaving with the other hearts in the shared set of values. Your highest good is my highest good. Anything that goes against this law is currently destroying itself. Now just picture the resources. I want you just to imagine all the water on the earth is really clean. Imagine all the streams, creeks, rivers, oceans. I want you to just imagine all the water is so clean and the resources are easily organized and managed. Everybody's just taking what they need because there's so much. We are not even worried about scarcity. There's so much water. There's so much food. There's so much whatever we want. There's so much beauty. Everyone has the perfect partner if they want it, or whatever that looks like for them in a way that's not infringing upon others. Just imagine the resources are very easily managed in a very high vibrational way. It's effortless. Now I want you to infuse every step of this reality with gratitude. Just imagine every bite of food people are taking, every sip of water, every beautiful view they see. Just imagine that every piece of this fabric of this new reality that we're anchoring in is infused with gratitude. Gratitude for each other, gratitude for the beauty of all of the existence, contentment with what we have. Take a moment to feel gratitude for those who are around you in this dream, to truly appreciate their presence. Take a moment to feel gratitude for whatever it is that they are bringing to the table. want you to imagine that in your whole dream, in this whole little scene you dreamed up, that every single person there is feeling simultaneously grateful for how beautiful and delicious the water is. Just picture that the water is so crystalline and sparkling and clean, sexy, delicious, crisp, cleansing, gorgeous water. That today. We're going to end with that. So let's breathe one more time to seal this in. You can briefly open your eyes to put your hands in the mudra. Exhale all the air out through your mouth, squeezing the stomach. Deep breaths. Mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Mouth, mouth. Mouth, nose. Nose, nose. Nose, mouth. Last one, mouth, mouth. On the exhale, squeeze your stomach, push your hands together, squeeze your eyeballs, hold as long as you can until you shake, and then relax and release everything. Okay. Relax and release everything. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for dreaming this dream with me. Thank you for sharing your heart's truth and being brave and courageous to step into this new reality with me. If you need additional support, you can reach out at lovelikeanocean.com. Thank you so much.